Hi guys, welcome to another episode of T.N.T. Garage. Now, I've been pretty busy on the road and everything, but in my time, I found a very special truck that I'm going to give to a very special person. And what you see in front of you is a 1986 GMC half-ton long bed. Not the coolest truck in the world, but it's important for a few reasons. So, let's dive into it. Well, let's have a look at this special thing. The reason why it's special is I bought this truck about 6 years ago. I actually saved it from the crusher. I bought it from a junkyard, drove it out of there, in fact. And all in all, other than a couple scars in the box from some rust, we are in Wisconsin, this truck is in actually fairly decent shape. The rockers aren't rotted off. The cab corners aren't completely gone. It's there. Front fenders are in great shape. Hood's in good shape. And the interior, albeit it's a little dirty, it's all there. The little covers here for your door pull, they're still there. Just needs a little cleaning. But the dash pad in this thing is amazing. Aside from right here, there's a little crack, but no big deal. Full gauges clock that I don't remember if worked. But factory radio, this did work great. It's an AC truck. This still worked. The saddle tanks on both sides worked. This truck originally had a 4.3 liter V6 with a quadrajet on it and a TH400 from the factory. So, we're going to jump back up, break our neck here. Why is this truck so special? Well, I sold it probably 4 years ago to a gentleman that actually lives somewhat local to me. And I'd always thought about this truck. I hated the fact that I sold it. I sold it for next to nothing. It ran and drove, comfortable truck. And one day, I was camping with my son, and he said, out of his favorite vehicles, other than that pickup, this was his absolute favorite. So, one day driving down the road, I spotted this truck sitting out behind the guy's barn. So I stopped in. And the guy pulled in, actually. So we started talking about this truck. Got him to part with it. I'm not going to say for what amount. But the only thing is he took the motor out and the trans. I have the trans with the truck. And since it had a 4.3 in it that burned more oil than any disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, we're going to put a small block in here. Probably just a real mild 350. Something to get it in, get it going. The truck does need a little work. I did patch a frame at one point, and I'll show you that. And I think that's why this originally went to the junkyard, but it's never had an issue since we fixed it. We actually had to plate the frame because there's a hole right above that bump stop. So we're going to channel it, do rosette welds and all that. And overall, it's not terrible. There needs to be a patch there, but it will hold up. I mean, we can always get another frame. The guy that actually I sold this truck to has some parts. There's ways we can go about it, but the passenger side of the frame needs the most attention. We'll probably channel both sides before the spring perch here and just take care of all that. And of course, I'll put Gonna put new brake lines in it, rebuild the front end, put a new carrier bearing in it, and she should be ready to go. But I really did miss this truck. And it's just a great little truck. The floors are solid. The inside of the bed is solid. And she's just all in all a good rig. There we go. I had to climb up here and not kill myself, but it's always had this bed mat in here, even back when I had it. But she's actually in really good shape. If I can dig in here, yeah, look at that. No rot around the wheel wells, nothing. This thing is in phenomenal shape. The bulkhead's not bent up, the back of the cab's not beat up. I do need to put the cargo light back in it, but the tailgate actually came off another junkyard truck, because this truck did not have a tailgate when I got it. But it's all there, and I think it'll make my son real happy. It'll be his first truck, get to go to high school in a classic square body. I don't think you can ask for much more than that. So I've got it hooked to the Ram. We're gonna drag it up there and see his reaction once I throw him the keys. Of course, I do need to give him a little something extra before I throw him the keys. So we're gonna get the Ram fired up and we're gonna get headed that way. Well, so we're getting ready to take off here, and just holding these old keys again, it feels really nice. And I don't know if you guys have ever sold a vehicle and regretted it, but there's no better feeling than having them old keys in your hand again. It's like shaking the hand of an old friend. And I'm glad to pass this down the line. But before I hand my son the keys, knowing him, I'm gonna have to hand him this first, because he's probably gonna crap himself when he finds out that this truck is now his. So let's hit the road. Well, stopped at our local Quick Trip and we're getting on the road. Part of the reason why I wanted to get this truck back so bad is when I was growing up, my dad had a collection of cool vehicles that, well, I really wanted. I mean, built 81 Camaro, 86 Monte SS that had a TH350 swap, and two square bodies, one big block lifted, one old clapped out one, but we all loved it. And I get, obviously, the circumstances weren't there for me to acquire those vehicles from him. So when I got the opportunity to get this truck back and give my son a little piece of family history, at least vehicularly, I absolutely jumped at the chance, because I think this truck will be something that he appreciates for a long time, and hopefully it stays in the family, because I will put a stipulation in. It'll be a buy it back rule. So I'm going to give him the truck, and if he ever not wants it, I will buy it back from him. So that way I know this truck will always be in a good home. But I'm not worried about my son taking care of it, just because it's a square body. I mean, who doesn't love square bodies? And I can't wait to see his face. It is gonna be amazing. So we're gonna let the old Hemi sing while we drag it up there. Yeah, GM always perplexed me in the 80s. You look at that truck, you know, 4.3 had just come out. I want to know what that meeting was like, especially the way this truck was optioned. We're sitting down and at the board and go, well, we got this new 4.3 liter V6 based off the small block that we just developed. We're going to call it a Vortec. It's got like 160 horse. What two barrel do we have on the shelf to throw on top of this thing? GM exec's going, two barrel? What do you mean two barrel? Put a quadrijet on it. But it's a V6. No. Quadrijet. 4 barrel. All the sun. All the time. Tiny primaries, trash can secondaries. Put it on. Oh, Okay, I guess. Yeah, we'll put a 4-barrel on it. So since it's a super light duty truck, we probably get away with like a TH350 700 R4. Nah, turbo 400. Do it. Does it look familiar? Come here. Come here. Does it look familiar yet?
Oh, it's the truck that you had like a while ago.
You're gonna need this. Hold on to that. Okay. You know why you're gonna need it?
Why?
Because the truck's yours.
Way to go! Look at his face.
You like it?
Look at his face, Tyler.
Yeah, now you don't have to fix the Jeep right away.
Yep. This is your first classic truck that you're gonna drive to high school.
And you're never getting rid of it.
It's a family heirloom. There's a buy it back clause. If you ever want to get rid of it, I will pay you to buy it.
Maybe.
How's it feel?
Like he needs a booster seat.
I know, right?
I sit kind of low.
Oh yeah. But it'll be all ready here. I figure we can have it ready to go in a couple months for you once you get your temps.
It's not that bad either. It's not too rusted out.
No. The interior's in good shape.
Well, Grandma's got the detailing stuff for the inside. So
Exactly.
Yeah.
Be a good family project.
Yeah, especially the drive shaft.
And look what color it is, Tyler.
Oh yeah.
It's like
It's
Especially the
red.
drive
It matches
shaft.
the rest
it's
of
the
it.
Oh, yeah.
iconic red and cream.
What's that, Trace?
It's the iconic red and cream color that
Yeah,
all
oh, yeah.
square bodies color.
There's your teepee so you can clean the poop out of your pants. Oh, he's already hard at work cleaning it out. Turns out there's still stuff in here for me.
Right, the dog hasn't jumped in here yet.
Right?
He will.
Yeah. Little something we didn't know. This truck was actually built right here in Wisconsin at the Janesville plant that is no longer there. So there's a chance that my grandfather, his great-grandfather, either worked on this truck or watched it go by on the assembly line. So that's some cool history right there. Well, there we go, guys. I got the truck dropped off. I'm back at home. My son is hard at work cleaning the inside of that old classic square body out. I think he's pretty excited about it. So I'm going to get back on the road because unfortunately I just can't be around all the time. Life of a truck driver. But in that time, I'm going to search for a nice little small block. We're going to put an Edelbrock intake on it, probably a set of headers, just to help it breathe. We're not looking for a lot of horsepower. Going to put a front end in it. There's really nothing wrong with it, but safety. 15, hitting its temp soon. I want this truck to be ready to go. So we're going to do all the steering components, brakes, and he's going to learn along the way as we do it. So it'll be a great learning experience. And in the end, he's going to have a classic truck that he can then move forward. And if he wants to work on the body or however he wants to do it, this experience was amazing. I'm glad I took the time to stop at that gentleman's house to see if he'd sell me back my old truck so I could pass it down to my son, and hopefully he can do the same someday. It just goes to show, guys, if you regret selling something, you might be able to get it back. All you got to do is stop and ask, as long as you know where it's located, or even ask around. So we're going to have some videos coming up on that truck. We'll get back on the Camaro because as any car guy, we're going to acquire several projects and not get any of them finished. But the truck is a priority for my son. I want to have that rolling this spring so he can learn to drive in it, get used to the truck. Then when he has his license, he could drive that to school while we work on another vehicle for him. So thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Seeing an old square body pulled up, which, I mean, I don't think I know a person that hates GM square bodies. So thanks again for watching. We will catch you next time.